Very good, TQ. Very
Thank
good.
you.
So good morning, everyone. How are you doing on this beautiful Sunday morning? So today's video is going to be a combination of yesterday and today. And I guess here in 1 second, we'll show you what we did exactly yesterday because it was somebody's birthday. TQ. So we celebrated what she wanted to do. And what did you want to do, TQ?
I wanted to go hiking. I love being outdoors. I love the nature. It's just one of my happy places. I had an amazing time, and you'll see what we did. It was pretty tough, but we all got through it. We loved it. It was great. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for choosing what you did. And yeah, 100% a challenge. But what today's video is going to be about is last week, I showed you guys we were having work done on the house. And all of the videos from this week kind of play together. So I've been talking about, you know, there's a fly in here. The truck, buying the next truck, things that were going on here at the house, the reasons we haven't bought a new truck, reasons why I didn't want to buy a new truck. But I'm really going to show you guys on the house itself, specifically things we've had fixed first because we have to have them fixed first, but then other things we have to have fixed as well. So we came back from Myrtle Beach, and we discovered we had a roof leak. And they got a storm while we were gone, and it pulled some of the shingles off the house. The shingles just now are about 20 years old on this house, and the roof's pretty much about done, even though it looks really good in some spots. But yeah, I guess I'll just show you right after this little trip we took hiking to celebrate TQ's, we won't say her number anymore.
29th.
29th? We can go with 29. Let's check these clips out. Guys, this is not going to do it justice, but my goodness. Mohican State Park. Another family.
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna make it last. Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart attack. And sometimes you just gotta believe there's something that'll give you relief. There's something that'll have what you need. What you need. We're broken, it's tragic. We're not all elastic, but maybe there's magic. Believe you could have it. And I know of sadness, the anxious and panic, the infinite.
Gotta make time to mow our own grass. We were debating on mowing because, as you can tell, it's starting to brown up a little bit.
All right, so as I promised you guys, I was going to show you exactly what's going on with the house. But first, I want to start off by showing you what we just had done to the house. And I'll tell you what, I couldn't be happier. Yes, it's not the cheapest thing, but we had to have it done first before we can move on to the next problem. So just slowly fixing things on this house and getting them into tip-top shape for someday. We really like this house. We just don't have the room we have. But right now at the market, you know, if you're going to sell all the money we would make off of this house, we would just be putting it into our next purchase. So it's better for us just to stay on here and struggle through it and then see what happens down the road. So
We're getting new stonework all the way around the bottom of the house. My dad, Ron Cutlip Masonry Inc., and his crew is gonna do it up, and our chimney finally is gonna get fixed. This is what it looks like before, and we'll see what it looks like after.
First and foremost, don't mind we haven't put the house fully back together. We're kind of letting as much sun get to the material to dry it out, help it cure as fast as possible. But as you can see, the rock goes all the way around the bottom now. It was brick before, goes around the bottom of the steps. This porch is going to be redone as well. So where you see the iron at, we're going to do some kind of wood. So we might do a form of stone around the railing area, but I want to incorporate some kind of wood into the frame especially the center pillar. We want to bring a wood aspect to the front of the house. We really like the natural look, and that's what we're going for. So it goes all the way around the bottom of the stairs. I went ahead and kept the front stone. They did fix some of the joints that were kind of washing out a little bit. We were debating tearing this off and doing this as well with that. We decided just to go ahead and keep it because it is real stone and it would have been expensive to replace. This was the problem, okay? So they had to take off all the way up to about the top of the window up here. They had to take the entire chimney down that far because the mortar had just disintegrated. I mean, it was just gone. They were literally just picking the bricks off and just dropping them down. I mean, it was that bad a shape, guys. And the problem is that it was causing a roof leak up in there where the water was getting down in through the mortar into the brick and then going inside the wall and coming down into the dining room area and then even down into the basement. We were getting water. We decided we were gonna go ahead and just make it all look uniform and do a nice stone around here. I'll plug up here what the color of this is exactly. Don't mind our rock either. We had to pull everything away from the bottom, and I actually got to finish this bed as well. The season's just been super busy and haven't had time to finish it. But yeah, pulled all the rock away. They got the job all done, and we decided to go all the way around the house just to make it look uniform. So it goes all the way around the back, all the way down and around. Now over here you might be saying, oh, I would have did the inside of that wall. We have another plan going forward with this whole entire area. If we decide to do it, basically from about where the wall is, we're gonna do you know, a new patio. We got to replace that sliding or that back door there as well. It's got some rot in it when we do the windows and everything. So now, with that being said, this is all taken care of, and we had to do the chimney first, guys, because the main problem on the house, like I hinted at you earlier when me and TQ were eating breakfast, is when we came back from Myrtle Beach, we discovered that after a storm, we had lost quite a few shingles on the house, and shingles had shifted, and we had water leaks, okay? So you don't want to do a new roof without fixing that problem first. So we fixed that problem first. Now we can move on to the next problem, which is the roof. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to pick it up in the GoPro, but right here, this entire section, probably about 6 foot by 6 foot square here, the shingles all have lifted up, almost like a point on each side at one another, like a roof going together like a V, almost like this. And anytime the rain comes from this side with the wind, it's getting up in there and then going into the house. There's another spot right up there by where the stink pipe is. That's doing the same thing as well. I don't know if you can make that out right there, but a whole entire section of the roof right here on the garage literally had came loose and ripped, okay? So we just kind of slid them back in place for now and then tacked them down with nails. But it's completely, this whole entire area here, pretty much where my hand is, about in the middle of the roof and up. If you can pick up the nails, that whole entire section came loose. I don't know if it was faulty whenever the roof was put on or whatever, but the whole entire thing came down and ripped. So it's just nailed back in place and not nailed properly, but there was no way we could get underneath there without taking half the roof off to put that back properly. And honestly, guys, these shingles, if you see here, a lot of the material's just about gone on these, and they're about at the end of their lifespan. So next thing we got to do is get this roof replaced. And I want to talk to you about what we're thinking and get your guys' thoughts on this. Don't mind my Christmas lights. Yes, they still are up. Don't judge me. Just simply, guys, the roof's 20 years old. I don't know how old these shingles or what these shingles were rated. I don't know if they were 15 year, 20 year. I just know they're starting to fail, and it's becoming more of an issue that needs to be taken care of now rather than wait later. So what we're thinking is going with metal roofing. And a lot of people in our area are now going to metal roofing. It's becoming way more popular because it lasts longer. The biggest thing for me is I don't think it's eye appealing, I guess you could say. I like black. So that's the biggest thing for me, is I really just don't like the way the metal roof looks, but it does last longer. And from what I understand, it holds really good value. And all the newer stuff that people are doing, you know, they're going with metal roofing. But if you look at new construction in our area, they're still sticking with traditional shingles, architectural shingles. So that's what we're trying to decide. Do we want to just do another shingle, or do we just want to go ahead and crush it with metal? Okay, so I want to ask you guys that are out there, you know, comment below. Shingles, metal roofing, what do you guys recommend? What do you think holds the most value or adds the most value to your home? And what would you do? I mean, there's pros and cons to both, and you know, it just is what it is. So we're also thinking about siding the house, and long story short, this siding is very hard to find in this color. And there's a piece up here I replaced right above the door. It's a little bit off, and that's just simply this stuff has been faded for 20 years, and the newer stuff hasn't had that time to fade. But is it worth ripping all the siding off around the whole entire house and replacing it with new, or just fixing the bad spots on it and then, you know, being good with that? So you guys can drop a comment about that as well. You know, here at Spencer Lawn Care, we never claim to know everything. It's just simply we're learning as we go and trying to make the best financial and business decisions. So I'll show you some of the bad spots on the siding and spots that need fixed. So right here is one of the bad spots, just simply a hole in the siding. I'm assuming a rock slung and hit it, and that's that. There's some bad spots as well, and that's just simply because the ground, before I put this new driveway and drain and everything wall in here, the ground used to come up to about right in here somewhere, pretty darn high. So you see little spots where it was being trimmed back in the day, not from us, but yeah, knock some holes in it. So here is about the worst spot on the back of the garage area here. Now, I didn't do this. Simply, there used to be a furnace in the back of the garage here, and there was a big pipe that came through here for ventilation, and they just put this on here to cover up that hole pretty much. I don't know if you can still see it under there or not. No, it's just kind of like overlapping another piece. But the hole somewhere right in here, and this spot here, I don't know what happened to it. But as you can see down here as well, there was some patchwork back in the day done, because as I told you, the dirt came up this high and went all the way across. This siding was actually buried. So behind my tires here, you can see there's another patch spot. This whole part back here has been covered up. So as you can see, this all needs to be redone here. But if you can see the color difference, this is the stuff that I exposed when I dug this up, because the dirt was all the way up here. Yes, I know it was done wrong, but that's the difference in the color. So it was like a clay. Now it's almost like a light clay.
Look how pretty my hibiscus plant is. Starting to bloom. I have to get that 7 dust and put on my plants here because the beetles. The beetles love these plants here. Let's see if I can find you one here. They're the June bugs. Yeah, we're not on here. Making me out to be a liar.
So that's kind of where we're at, huh, Miley?
Yeah.
Miley hates when I put her on camera, just catching her off guard. But yeah, that's where we're at. So we had to get the chimney taken care of first, and now we can move on to the roof. And then after that, we're gonna address the siding and window issue. This house does need new windows all throughout. So I believe the windows are probably more important, getting the flashing all redone, and especially the gutters redone before we move on. Well, probably not the gutters, but before we move on to fixing, either replacing the siding or just completely redoing the house with new siding, and going from there, I guess you could say. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. A little bit something different, but as always, keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money, boys. We'll talk to you later. Didn't that sausage, biscuits, and gravy look delicious?